Between major global events like the World Cup 2030 and the World Rally Championship happening here in Paraguay, Paraguay is being in the spotlight. It's becoming a hub for sustainable tourism and businesses. We're with an expert in the touristic part of Paraguay. We're with Andre Gayol. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your input and your information about Paraguay.
Veda, thank you very much for the invitation. It's a privilege and an honor to be able to talk about Paraguay, about the opportunities, about something which I'm very passionate about, which is tourism, and especially tourism in my country.
Thank you so much. That's really important, to have a Paraguayan's perspective on how Paraguay is growing, so we can tell the rest of the world that Paraguay's here, Paraguay's evolving, and we are really interested in the tourism here inside the country, because sometimes Paraguay can be like, it's not a really big competition when you think about it with Brazil or Argentina, that they have a different perspective. Paraguay is a landlocked country, so sometimes you can just pass over it without thinking much of it.
Historically, we've had the habit of saying Paraguay is a hidden gem. We want to change that. It doesn't have to be hidden. It is a gem, and there's a lot coming that's happening, a lot of things that are going to come in the future. We have a very broad vision of what we can do in Paraguay through tourism, and we're pretty confident when we say that we can transform Paraguay through tourism, making Paraguay one of the most visited countries in South America. We're going to talk about that in the interview.
Now, tell us a little bit, how do you see Paraguay in the next 5 to 10 years?
If we talk about the tourism sector specifically, there's been a sustainable growth as well, of course, of the economy over the past years, with a lot of events coming to Paraguay. Paraguay is becoming a hub. We had South American events, Latin American events, through soccer, through sports, through the Olympic Committee, which incentivized more investment in the hospitality sector. I think that's going to grow. We had the World Rally Championship this year. We're going to have it for 3 years, and hopefully we can extend that forever. We also had the Ironman 2 dates in Paraguay, which is also a very important event, putting Paraguay in the map for the first time of events and of many people around the globe. For the next 5 to 10 years, personally, I'm leading an initiative with the public-private sector to coordinate and to create tourism districts in Paraguay, special economic zones with incentives similar to what's been done in emblematic places around the world, like Reedy Creek in Orlando, which transformed Orlando, what happened in Dubai, what happened in Sentosa in Singapore, places that in the past weren't very big touristically speaking. Today, they are international destinations with over 20, 30, 40 million tourists. So we're leading that initiative, and hopefully we can make it a reality. And with that, we can attract very large investments to the country in the sector, starting with a big amusement park, big resorts, arenas, all different types of tourism attractions to create a touristic product which will be of international and known internationally, and that will attract international tourists. So I believe that in 5-10 years we're going to start seeing those investments, those large investments come to Paraguay, and we're going to start seeing the tourists coming to Paraguay by double, 3-4 times the number of what we have today.
It's so important that Paraguayans are wanting this change and they're looking for this change, because I think it's going to make the country, a huge success worldwide. And it's important that the government as well as it's interested in, helping the private sector to develop things like this. And they're making it easier with time, to get these big investments from foreigners and big companies that want to bring that attractions here.
Definitely. I think that it's many governments now that we had a vision of attracting investments. One example is the Ley 6090, the 6090. There's also free trade zones in Paraguay. So they are initiatives of the public sector that attract investments. Now there's going to be changes, modernization of the 6090, which will include importation or capex for amusement parks. But that's just the start of it. We have more ambitious incentives that hopefully we can pass them through, and the government is in line with what we see. So that's good, and hopefully when we start pitching about Paraguay, we expand that to tourism, because I'm pretty sure with these laws, tourism will become one of the 3 or 4 top GDP producers for the country.
Amazing. Now, what would you say is one of the biggest obstacles right now that Paraguay has to go through so they can get to this iconic touristic point?
One reality is, like you mentioned at the beginning, we right now, as we are, it's very difficult for us to compete with Brazil that has the beaches. With Argentina, it has mountains, larger countries with more natural resources in the sense of tourism. So it's pretty hard to compete with them. So we have to create a tourism product. Like I mentioned, Orlando did, it was just a wetland. Vegas did, it was a desert. How many deserts in the world receive the same amount of tourists as Vegas? None. So that's our disadvantage. But at the same time, it gives us a need to be creative and to find an opportunity. And I believe that need for doing new stuff, for innovating, is what makes countries or companies thrive. And I think that being an opportunity will make us thrive.
I'm really excited about how it ends.
Well, we definitely are. It's one of our lifetime dreams.
Now, I think that a really big aspect in the whole world right now is the technology. How do you think technology will play a part here in the touristic part of Paraguay?
Technology is in our lives every day. It already is part of our daily life, and we still have no idea what's coming, especially with AI and all the advances. And of course, tourism can't work without technology. So now the hotel industries in Paraguay are being more professionalized. They're, of course, online with OTAs, with major brokers. They're starting to use revenue management, artificial intelligence. Some of them are. So I believe that, as in all sectors, we have to use technology. We have to be online. We have to be visible to the whole world. We have to automate processes. Our museums in Asunción and around the country have to have technology where a tourist can go scan a QR code or visit the website and they can do a self-guided tour with information in different languages. I mean, technology is here to help us, and Paraguay can't stay away from it.
I know, and I think how you mentioned the museums, I think it's really important to add the technology so that we can also have the language facility, because here in Paraguay, everything is in Spanish, or like Guarani a little bit. But a lot of the foreigners that are coming, they don't speak that much Spanish, and they want to know the language, the culture of Paraguay. And sometimes that language barrier, it's kind of hard to pass without the technology. So it would be great to include this technology in every aspect of the tourism, specifically like the museums, so they can also have this language facility.
Yeah, it's a top challenge nowadays to have tourist guides in different languages. English, as in our company UELA, we have many tour guides in English, but if sometimes we get other languages, it's very difficult to get professional tour guides in those languages, and that's where technology comes in. So yes, one of our vision, our big picture vision, aside from the tourism district and all those investments we've been talking about, is to adopt technology to be able to make tourism access more easy to people from different languages and across the globe.
You're a founder of UELA. How do you think that a digital platform like UELA can help Paraguay in the digital economy itself?
UELA was founded as Stay Paraguay at the beginning. We made a pivot in the name because we imagined and we dreamed of connecting Paraguay to the world. So we started as a mobile app, an OTA, online travel agency, with this dream of connecting rural Paraguay and rural hospitality to the whole world. So that's still our vision today. We are now one of the largest tourism companies in the country. We have offices in the 3 main cities. We sell the whole world, but our dream remains the same. We want to make Paraguay the capital of tourism in South America. And technology is our main way to do that, because without technology, you cannot connect international travelers. So we have a website. We are constantly adding local offer to our website. And through our website, we work as B2C and B2B because we are also a wholesaler. So we work as a DMC, destination management company, for international agencies that want to send us clients. So through us, our Paraguayan offer is accessed by the whole world.
It's amazing, and I think that it's like a really brand new place to be, because there are not a lot of touristic agencies that show Paraguay and the domestic tourism as a pinpoint to go and visit. Like me as a Paraguayan, I find it hard to sometimes visit the rest of the country because I don't know much of it sometimes. The information's there, but it's not as easy as, I don't know, when you look Orlando, like you mentioned. It's a whole new level.
Definitely, and that's why when we started the company, when we founded it, we saw this as a lack the country had. So it became an opportunity.
Yeah.
We want to be the first ones. We want to be the largest ones, and we want to make real change. So this is the opportunity we found, and we're working on it. And as you mentioned, today it's kind of hard. It's becoming easier over time, of course. But when we started in 2016, it was really hard to find accommodation, to go fishing in different locations in the country, to go sightseeing, to the jungle, to the Chaco, because there was the offer, but it wasn't connected to the demand because of lack of technology, and that's where we stepped in. So our dream is not only to bring international tourists to Paraguay, is that the Paraguayans will travel to their own country.
Exactly.
Because now most of us Paraguayans think about traveling abroad. Why not travel into your own country?
Yeah, no, and it's easier, you've seen the movies, for example, the United States. It's like they have this weekend road trip that they can do. And as Paraguayans, sometimes we think that it's impossible here. Like, what am I gonna do this weekend, With the facility that you're given, it's easier to just, hey, I can go this Friday to Sunday to a new city in Paraguay and just start, road tripping inside the country.
Yes, that's the idea. And we also have partnerships with the Paraguay's largest bank in terms of clients, which is Bueno Bank. So we give this opportunity to people that have credit cards with the bank, that they can pay in 18 until 18 installed payments with no interest. So we make traveling easier, and we democratize it so more people can actually travel.
Now, going back to a topic that we touched first, the World Rally Championship that was just hosted here a few weeks ago. Were you able to see the impact that it had in Encarnacion? What's your input on it?
Definitely. It was really game changing. First of all, it was an amazing experience as a tourist, because I had a double role there. I was working, we were official travel partners of the World Rally Championship, but I also went as a spectator, a tourist. And it was really exciting to see an event like that in Paraguay, the way it was done, having international tourists, pilots, co-pilots, teams from all around the globe. They were really happy. Many of them said it was the best rally they ever had. They'd never seen a crowd like this. So that makes them become ambassadors in a way of Paraguay, because next year we have it again, and many of the followers that were accepted of coming to Paraguay for the first time, many heard the name Paraguay for the first time. Now they're like curious, hey, I kind of want to go. So it creates a virtual cycle for next year that more people are going to come. So I think the true impact is not, we can't know still. It's still, the best is yet to come, let's say. But nonetheless, there were a lot of investments that were made from the private sector, the public sector as well, to accommodate the people that came, to ready the hotels, to enhance them, to add more rooms, hopefully. And for the next year, we're gonna have more hotels, more touristic products to offer aside from just stays. So I believe that events like these have a waterfall effect in the economy, and they create more opportunities for new investments.
Exactly, as you say, they came here the first time for the World Rally Championship, but they kind of fell in love with the country, and it gives you this curiosity of what else is out there, what else can I find in Paraguay, and that's where the technology comes in as well, so we can show off the rest of the country and helping the tourism come to the whole country, basically.
Definitely, yeah. Many of them came when the rally ended. They wanted to sightsee, so of course we had tailor-made activities, and it will happen again next year when they're going to come. They saw maybe this year they went fishing. Next year they're going to go to the Chaco, or even more. They can extend their stay even more days to get to see the country, more of the country. Paraguay is really small, so that makes it, the distances aren't that long, so it makes it interesting to actually see different things in the country.
Now, another big event that's going to be co-hosted here in Paraguay in 2030 is the World Cup. What do you think? What's the impact that you think it's going to have in the infrastructure, the tourism, and the businesses itself?
It's the largest event in the world of sports, and I'm not saying it as a soccer or football fan, which I am. Most of us are in the country.
Yeah.
I'm saying it objectively as a Paraguayan, as a person in the sector of tourism. The impact will last for many decades, even more. Paraguay is going to have to be ready to receive the amount of tourists that are going to come. The stadium has to be ready, has to be FIFA standards. The airport, which is a debt that we have as a country, will have to be prepared. And hopefully we can actually host the three group games. I know the president of CONMEBOL is doing a great job. I mean, he brought 2 finals of Sudamericana, which is, for people listening, it's the second largest soccer event of clubs in the continent. We hosted two of them, and it was amazing. All the fans that came from Argentina, from Brazil, said it was the best event that was done here. So it was a great accomplishment from CONMEBOL bringing it to Paraguay, trusting us with it, and I think we did a great job as a country. And now the opportunity of hosting a World Cup, and if we can manage to have the 3 games, which is something that I believe we're lobbying with FIFA for, that would be really great, because that would be a really game changer. That would be the largest and the biggest event in the history of the country.
Yeah, no, and it gives a really great name for the country as well. Once it's hosted, you know, and everyone has a good time, it shows that the country is ready to take challenges like this one, and we're taking the time to prepare, and like everyone's excited just to have this challenge ahead of us.
Yes, I believe we did our job well. We went step by step. We had small events at first, then we had Odesur, which is a very large South American event. Then we had ASU 25, which was this year. We had World Rally Championship. We had Ironman. We're going to have World Skate Games next year. So we're doing our homework and our job very well. So that's why we're given new opportunities. And I believe, and I'm sure that and confident that we're going to do a great job again.
Now, to end this video, for the clients, the investors that are watching this video and they're curious, what can I get in Paraguay? What would you say it's something that's missing? I know we've mentioned it, but like in a few sentences, what would you say it's something that Paraguay needs as an investment right now, given the fact that we're going to have these really big events in the future?
First of all, I invite investors and people that want to live in Paraguay to come. It's a beautiful country. It's very relaxed, very chilled. We have very good tax incentives. Quality of life is very good. It's very cheap. So it's a good place to be, a good place to live. And there's a lot of opportunities because everything is yet to be done. So that's when it becomes interesting, especially when we talk about these large investments of tourism. We have studies that we've made about returns that investors can have, and they're very interesting. Aside from what they would win in the value of the land, the value of the apartments, etc., there are a lot of opportunities that still. So we're happy to speak to investors, to show them the country, show them the opportunities, and hopefully they can come make a difference and move to Paraguay, move their families to Paraguay. We want more people to come in, and we're always open. We're very hospitable.
Well, as you've heard, Paraguay is a land of new opportunities. We welcome you with big open arms, and that's it. If you want to get to know the country first, because sometimes moving is a big decision, you should come and see the country for yourself and feel the community that's here. It's a really nice sense of feeling. Well, thank you so much, Andre, for being here. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate your input, and hopefully we can see you again.
Definitely. Thanks for the invitation. I'm always open to come again.